It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for Title Talk with your host, Drew Wishover, entrepreneur, published author, and owner of Inspired Title Group, along with his co-host and director of operations, Amy Maley. Each week, the team will offer industry terminology, tips and strategies, along with the occasional real estate professional to help educate as it pertains to buying, selling, or just plain old home ownership. We thank you for spending time with us today. Now, let's join this episode of Title Talk. Good morning. We're here.
We're here.
We weren't here yet last week.
Yeah,
Were we here last week? No.
We were not here last week.
No, we weren't here last week, but we're here this week.
We've made it. Last week
was a week that we had other things that we had to go down and do. It was a long week. It was a tough.
I feel like last week was like 3 weeks ago.
I know. These weeks are flying. But we thank you guys for joining us on another version of Title Talk 2.0. My name is Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are the title company that cares. We are off and running to another week. What month is this? What are we into this month?
I think we've made it to June.
We're in June now. Holy cow. We're halfway home.
Brittany's making
halfway home.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Holy cow. This is incredible. We're doing some things that are different this time. We're going to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about our new show format.
Yeah. So it's still going to be Title Talk 2.0. But we are doing a little bit of change up in how we are presenting information and all of that fun stuff to you guys. So instead of having an hour-long show on Thursdays, what we're going to do is kind of break it out for you throughout the week. So we are still going to come to you live on Thursdays with either our special guests that we have or a little bit of something that Drew and I put together for you. But then, every other day is going to have some different kind of segment.
You're going to see us every day.
You get to see us every day. So,
every day.
And I get it. Like what we were kind of thinking is an hour might be a little bit too long for you guys to be able to, take time away from your day and stuff. But we thought maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day you might enjoy seeing us a little bit more. So
we're gonna try this new format and see how it works. We're gonna keep a lot of the fun segments that we always do.
Yes.
We still are gonna do our motivation. We're still gonna do our inspiration.
So we're gonna break it down that way. So Thursdays will be normal Thursday Title Talk 2.0. Fridays are going to be hopefully something fun, either on site with development or kind of a background into a little behind the scenes of what's happening in the office. Mm-hmm. Drew is going to lead the Motivation Monday.
Motivational Monday.
We're going to bring a 2 for Tuesday to you where we talk about some fun facts and I get a little inspiration, positive vibes going your way.
Absolutely.
We are going to do Wacky Wednesdays.
Wacky Wednesday. Stay tuned for that.
Goodness knows what is going to happen on a given Wacky Wednesday.
Oof.
We did find some really cool chairs yesterday, though, that I'm hoping that we invest in a couple
so
we can have yoga ball chair races sometime.
Yeah.
And then, wrap it back up with the Thursday Title Talk when we kind of start the segment all over again. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully it's going to be, easier for you to watch, easier for you to kind of be a part of in these smaller segments, and easier for you to find what you're looking for that we're doing.
Absolutely great. And also, this is a good opportunity for you guys to ask us questions, and maybe it'll give you guys some more time to contact us or get more involved and see some of the things that we're doing. I mean, we still haven't changed who we are. We're still doing the give backs. We're still doing the community stuff.
Absolutely.
We were just out in the community last week, Friday. We did a golf outing, which was great. We'll talk about that all at the end of this show.
We sure will.
We are doing the same thing. We're just breaking it up and coming at you every day. So this way, you don't get just a little bit of inspired, you get a lot of it.
Well, you get a little bit, a lot of days.
A little bit, a lot of days. Yeah.
Not a lot of little
More
days.
frequent. How about that?
Yeah.
That's great. Why don't we just get right into what this month is about?
Absolutely.
And we can start talking about that. And maybe we can even field some questions from the audience, people that are watching. What is this month?
This month is National Homeowner Month. So we thought, what better way to talk about, our job kind of fits in perfectly with what National Homeowner Month means. Last month, if you remember, was our mental health month.
Yes.
We had a bunch of great people,
Unbelievable.
come and talk to us. We had a bunch of special guests. It was so enlightening. It was very, very cool to be able to have all those people with there. So now we are switching gears from Mental Health Awareness Month to National Homeowner Month.
And there's, you know, what's been great about this is, like Amy said, we have definitely, this is our wheelhouse. We have been fielding a lot of phone calls from family and friends who are talking about, should I buy now? What do I do? How does this process work? We also have many people who are either in the office who have, bought their first home.
Yay, Brittany!
Brittany bought her first home. Courtney bought her first home. I know that Christopher is out there seeking his well, I guess his. This will be their second home, but it's a home versus a townhouse or a condo. Right. So these questions continue, and the market is changing.
Underneath the road. I'm just kidding.
The market is changing. The interest rates are changing. Gas prices are ridiculous, and so there's so many questions out there. There's so many concerns and wonders of how does this process work.
Right.
I think that's going to be something we want to talk about.
Yeah. So today we're going to take a couple minutes to talk about like the home buying process. So what to do when kind of idea. So I'll start out with number one.
Sounds great. Great.
Number one is apply for a loan approval. I think this is more important now than it ever has been before. So what happens when you are one of a couple people that put offers on a home? What they want to do is see your pre-approval letter, which is showing that you have the funds available to buy the house that you are trying to buy. Yeah. I feel like before you could put in an offer with a pre-approval, but sometimes you didn't have to have it. Like when there's a lot of inventory out there and not as many buyers, people are just like, oh my God, somebody wants our house. Right. So we'll figure out all the mortgage and pre-approval stuff, in the future. But now, get a pre-approval before you even start looking at houses. That should be step one in your brain.
And that process is somewhat cumbersome, but it could be very general. It could be very quick and simple. I think you want to have a little bit more, I think you want to go a little bit more in depth to what that process is, so the credibility and the credentials of what that approval letter is has some validity, especially when there isn't as much inventory. That's certainly something that people are going to stand by to say, wow, these folks are credit worthy. They're definitely able to buy this and afford this house in a market that is already difficult, and you're into bidding wars and situations like that. So that loan approval process is big. Step two is pretty simple: shopping for a home. I say it's simple because you put together your criteria of what you look for in a house. You kind of go out there and seek it. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of inventory out there today, and
more now than there was 7 months ago, but still definitely not a lot.
Yeah,
you were absolutely right with that. Definitely low inventory still.
I would tell you that and I tell everybody this: it's don't fall in love with the real estate, because this way you're not going to get disappointed. And unfortunately, what happens in this time, people are out looking at houses and like, oh my God, this is it. This is the house. And you get emotionally attached to it. And then when somebody outbids you, either you overbid and overpay, or you lose the house because they outbid you and you walk away from it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find my house.
Right.
It wasn't meant to be. It's okay.
Yeah.
So
there'll be other houses out there for you.
Shop for the home, be patient, and be ready to react. Be ready to react.
Yeah.
So.
Number 3 is make an offer on a home. So once you find that house you love, go ahead and put an offer on there. So a lot of times if you work with real estate agents, they are the ones that are going to kind of be in control of the contract negotiations. Right. So they will be the go-between between you and the sellers, the listing agent. So you kind of get to stay out of that. But what you have to do is, in this market, be prepared to either put in a lot of offers and get a lot of no's, possibly overpay. And then possibly if you are overpaying, rethink and see if this is really the smartest choice and the best choice that you could be making right now.
Yeah, I think this is a real good time in settling on number 3 here for a second to talk to the professionals, because as Amy said, overpaying. Well, what does that mean? I mean, you're going to be bidding on a house, and if the appraisal doesn't come back at the value, you're overpaying for that house. So understand that the difference has to be made up by you. Your lender is going to give you $200,000, but if you bid $220,000, that's on you.
That's $20,000 cash you need to come up with, plus your earnest, or plus the down payment.
Down payment, right?
Yeah.
So the bank is going to look at that and go, okay, well, the appraisal came back and said this house is worth $200,000. You just paid $220,000 for it. Yeah. You're upside down. You don't have positive equity. You have negative equity. So I mean, it's happening. It's going on right now. Interest rates being still at a low number. I mean, that was the point they got to, yeah. But now they're fluctuating between 4 and 5 for sure. But really do your homework and you know how long you're going to stay there, and all of these things factor into what that bid is going to be, because that determines that price.
Absolutely.
That number. So after you make an offer on it and it gets accepted, you're going to go through what is known as the home inspection process. And this is really an interesting piece, because this is where you are going to be visiting that new home with an inspector to kind of go through it, to identify any of the things that maybe need to be mitigated. You know, maybe there's some water leaking in the basement, or maybe there's a roof leak, or something is broken.
A
the
rocky railing.
Yeah, I mean,
anything. This is your time to kind of look at every part of the house.
Absolutely.
Over scrutinize it, and I don't mean that in a jerky way, but like, you know, then you have the option of asking for a credit, or negotiations can start that way. So check everything. Check the spigots. Check the garage. Check the washer, dryer, water pressure outlets. Like this is probably one of the most expensive things you will ever buy in your life.
Yeah.
And coming from someone who hates spending money, I would check every inch of that property to make sure it's what it's needed.
What the inspectors do. I mean, they're going to be very thorough. They're going to go through it. They're going to find things, and don't let those things necessarily scare you from buying it, because sometimes you hear these horrible things that this is broken, or you need to replace this or fix that, and it kind of deters you away from buying it.
For sure.
But again, read what they say. It may say something like the furnace is beyond the lifespan of it. Well, is it working? Is it okay?
Right.
That's all.
What does that actually mean?
Yeah, it's beyond the normal lifespan, meaning that the furnace is 20 years old. Maybe in the next 5 years you'll have to replace that. Doesn't mean you have to replace it right now.
Correct.
Yes, that's a big expense, but again, it's working, it's functioning, it's okay. They're just notifying you that, hey, the roof is beyond its lifespan. The roof is 25 years old. You may eventually have to put a roof on it. Well, is it leaking? Does it look terrible? If it doesn't, leave well enough alone.
Correct.
That's not things you have to fix. But then they'll definitely point out emergency items or high impact items that say, this is definitely broken.
Yes.
Or these are things that need to be addressed. There's a crack in the foundation, and the basement is taking water. Yeah, that's addressable, and that's, again, like Amy said, you can ask for a credit to that. So those are certainly things that you will find through the home inspection process.
It sure will. All right, number 5 on our list is set up insurance.
Ding ding. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, you need insurance on your house.
I mean, we're talking homeowners insurance at the moment.
Correct. I'm so sorry. Homeowners insurance, yes.
Okay, right, and that's going to cover making the contents of the home, the value of the home, if the home was to burn down, if the home was to be subjected to a flood, things like that.
And you escrow homeowners insurance?
You do.
So that's something
Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. PITI.
Correct. So that is something that you will be paying on a monthly basis, but your mortgage company will
make the payment once a year.
For you. Right. So
absolutely.
Set it and forget it. That's what I say, so I don't have to worry about making sure my house is not going to, if a tornado comes and sucks it away.
Then while that process is going on, the bank, your lender, is going through the appraisal process. That is where they are running some comparables on homes that have sold in your neighborhood, homes that are similar to yours, to this one that you're looking at buying, to get a value. And that's really a core to what the loan is made up of. Meaning, if you need to borrow $200,000, the bank has to make sure that the value is there to lend that money to you. They're not going to just go, okay, well, you need that, so we're going to give it. They want to make sure that they're not, overextending themselves to giving you a loan on something that is under that value. So the appraisal process is the next step, which seemingly takes a lot longer now because they're being very cautious, because this is what got us into trouble back in the 2006 through 8 market crash. These appraisers were just coming out and going, what do you need it to be? And they were writing these numbers.
Oh my gosh.
And these folks weren't able to afford the house. And that's how this whole crash happened, because people were overextended on what they can afford and the values. And that just shook up the whole marketplace.
It sure did, yes.
So the appraisal is an important piece. you guys have paid for it through your loan process.
Mm-hmm.
Get a copy of it so you know what the value of it is. I mean, they may verbally tell you, but
Nope, get it in
definitely
writing.
Get a copy.
Get everything in writing. That's what I always say. Have a file cabinet. Put it in
Get
writing.
a copy of that appraisal so you have it, and then you can see what you got for that process.
Absolutely. Next is loan underwriting. So you might be contacted every day by your lender saying, we need a copy of this. Do you have this? Blah, blah, blah. So what it means to go through underwriting is they recheck all of your documents to make sure everything lines up with, your salary, that it's making sense with your monthly payments.
Correct.
So this is a time that do not change jobs once you are in the loan underwriting process. My husband, when we bought our first house, he was hating every second of his job. And I was like, sorry, that sucks, but yeah, you can't
Stick
go
through it.
anywhere right now.
Hang on for just a little bit longer.
So yeah, and then you're waiting for that magical clear to close from your lender.
Right.
So they're what it means to be an underwriting is they're reviewing all of your documents to make sure you're ready to buy this house.
Absolutely. Checking financials, crossing all their T's and dotting their I's. The next piece to this is at some point in time you'll go through the title insurance, which is obviously what we do, and this is where we excel. In Illinois, that is determined by typically the seller's attorney. That doesn't mean to say that it's always going to be that way, or that's the only way to do it, or that's just that's just a general practice that the seller's attorney. So whoever's selling the house that you're buying, the sellers of that home are moving on, and their attorney is going to determine where the title insurance goes. So they call us up and they place the order for title insurance, and we start that process, and then we wait for that clear to close that Amy just mentioned from the lender to say we can do and finalize this process for you. So remember, what the title insurance is covering is different than what the homeowner's insurance is covering, right?
Yes.
So the title insurance is covering you guys as a rightful owner to the property that you're about to buy.
The past.
Okay, everything from beyond.
Yes, everything from the beginning of time to you moving into that house is what we cover on the title insurance side.
Right. So that's the next process in the home buying, and then you get to the happy day.
Closing day.
Yay! The happy day.
Yes.
It's for us too.
Huh?
It's a happy day for us too.
We love it. Dude, watching people skip out of the office buying their first home.
Yeah,
it's one of the coolest parts about this job.
So great.
Because it's one of the things you only do in life a handful of times, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, right? That's true.
So yeah, you get to the closing table. There's COVID kind of made closings a whole different animal than they were before. So, talk to your title company. There's e-closings, there's remote closings, there's in-person closings, there's power of attorneys that can sign on you if you can't be at a closing.
Lots of different options.
Talk to your title company. Come talk to us with any questions. What are you most comfortable with when it comes to closings? So that's when you just bring a really good blue pen and your hand is going to get stuck like this for about...
Blue? Why does it have to be blue?
It has to be blue, because then you know it's original signatures.
Okay, there you go. I mean, we're just very generic in what we're doing here. We're kind of giving you guys the 10
breakdown.
steps to becoming a homeowner. Obviously, the closing and that in that process of the closing, number 10 and the final piece to this is the funding, and that's literally the disbursement of all of it. That is when
you are clear to disperse.
That is literally when the lender says, okay, pay the money to the seller, give the buyer the keys, pay out everybody else that is going to be paid in this thing, from the attorneys to the realtors, and fund the deal.
And
that means that is final.
Yes, once lenders are reviewing documents, it may take 5 minutes, it may take an hour, just depending on how many signatures they need and stuff. So be patient. Bring a stressful.
Definitely. It's exciting and it's also stressful, but I mean, when our closers walk into the closing room with the congratulations, you own the house, it's everybody claps, everybody cries, they're hugging.
You
really
need to
great.
come to hear John's magical.
It's great.
1, 2, 3, congratulations! When he takes his
absolutely.
picture. I hear it every single time. It's so
wonderful.
Good. It is great.
And it's one of the reasons why we do what we do. So, if you guys have any questions, I mean, we obviously went through those things quick, and we talked generally about how to become a homeowner, and just touched on a few of the points.
Yeah.
Certainly, we can go a little bit more in depth if you guys have any questions and things. But,
for sure.
We are definitely, that's what we do, and this is kind of the new format that we're kicking off, and just getting you guys some quick information, a quick blast of who we are, a quick blast of us being here live with you guys. So why don't we just go ahead and get these folks onto their merry day of
After
Thursday?
we do a little bit
Yes,
of our,
I know.
So like Drew mentioned earlier that we are still huge in the give back, huge in the community. So we are going to take just a minute of your time. I'm repping my Feed My Starving Children. I'm like,
Feed My Starving Children. That was so great.
Yeah, so that
So
was
great.
that's how we kicked off this year.
Yep.
We've done our blood drives, which is great. We were
Love it.
actually just discussing whether you have to wait 60 or 90 days
Yep.
between them, so we can set up our next
Doing
round
another
to go do that. Homes for Heroes, we're currently working on a couple deals with
Absolutely.
Homes for Heroes, disabled veterans that we're helping out with their closing costs. That's super exciting. We did the NOCC walk.
We did. Nope, we did the Crohn's and Colitis.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yes.
sorry. The Crohn's and Colitis
Yes.
walk we did. I
Yes.
apologize. Thank you. And the NOCC walk is coming up later in
absolutely.
the year.
Mhm.
But what our main focus right now is our giant golf outing.
Huge golf outing.
So exciting!
It is. When is it? July?
July 24th. It is. It's on a Sunday. It's at Glen Woody again. We just got our first 2 foursomes registered.
Woohoo!
And exciting. We Tommy from Neighborhood Loans is our first sponsor that's officially on the books.
Sweet.
So thank you,
Thank you,
Tommy.
Tommy.
We appreciate you. And yeah, so if you are out there watching, we are looking for donations of any size.
Yep.
We are gift baskets, anything
yeah.
just to be able to raffle off. All of the proceeds from this are going to the Miracle League of Joliet, which is a fantastic organization that they work with children with disabilities so they can play baseball. It's
Absolutely.
super cool to be a part of.
And
so.
we'll be playing in that golf outing the week before
July
in
15th,
their
maybe?
golf outing,
Yeah, we
supporting
will.
their organization, which is really great. So
Yeah, so if you want to be involved, reach out to me. You can email me directly at amy@inspired-title.com. Give us a call, or we're excited. We're looking forward to hearing from you guys. So.
I think we'll probably post the information up on the website as well,
Sure.
right? On all of our social stuff that we'll probably start blasting that out with how you can sign up or how you can be a raffle donor
Yeah,
or sponsor
and
a hole.
If you don't golf, there's
don't worry
still
about it.
1,010,000 ways to be involved if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah.
We're offering people to set up tables on holes to give away stuff.
Sure.
Like
The
I
more
said,
the merrier.
raffles and
The more the merrier.
I
It's a
hope to
great
see
time.
all of your beautiful, friendly faces there.
Yes, indeed. So I think it's great. I think that it's a wonderful opportunity. We're looking forward to seeing a lot of you guys, seeing a lot of the folks who participated last year.
Last year was great.
We just did a field trip to one of our good clients, a mortgage company in Indiana, and we just brought some lunch out there and shared some laughs and had a really nice time just connecting and kind of put names to faces because of COVID.
Thank you,
and
Kelly,
things.
for the introduction of yoga ball chairs.
Absolutely great. We're going to have yoga ball chair, Bosa ball chairs.
Bosa
here,
ball
right?
chairs. I use them for yoga when
We're
I
going
do
to have
yoga.
Bosa ball chairs here in the office because they're posture correct.
Correcting.
Yes. So that'll be interesting. I
The
doubted
end,
that.
just stop.
Yeah, I doubted that, but that was weird. So we're going to let you guys get out of here
We
for
sure
a
are.
Thursday. We thank you guys for joining our new format. We hope you guys love it. We are, again, trying to be different and keep you guys informed and educated. We're always here for you if there's something you guys need. If you want to be part of the group when we're doing some of these wonderful givebacks and organizations, feel free to contact us. Reach out, contact Brittany, contact me, contact Amy, whomever. Contact us. We're here for you guys. So until next, I guess Monday.
Yeah, until
right?
Monday.
Monday starts
Maybe Friday?
the new.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, Friday
Stay on your
we
feet.
might be around Friday. Stick around, but Monday for sure we'll be doing our Motivation Monday. So look for that. We'll be showing that, and then Tuesday Amy does her 2 for Tuesday. Guys, this will be a great time. Until next Thursday, we'll see you live again. My name's Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are the Inspired Business Group. We thank you guys as always for tuning in. And until next week, have a great weekend. Be safe, all. Take care.
Well, there you have it. That is it for this week's edition of Title Talk. Be sure to head over to our Inspired YouTube page and subscribe and like. And make sure you follow the team on Instagram and Facebook. Join us again next time for more tips and knowledge from the industry pros. Thanks again for listening.